Volkswagen Taigo, one of the smaller crossovers of this German manufacturers. And we finally got this model of interesting shapes and lovely lights for a nice little test drive. This tiny crossover has a tiny engine, a 3-cylinder, 1-liter turbocharged engine there at the front. And that's perhaps even more interesting than that this DSG transmission has 7 speeds. I wouldn't really think it would have it, but it does. I would have said that that's definitely going to have 6 speeds, or maybe even 5, the way things are going. But yeah, I've never seen a DSG with 5 speeds. So it seems like it's cheaper for them, probably, to just put the regular 7-speed in practically everything. And it fits, it's nice. This might be a smaller car, but it has something that a lot of the bigger cars, more luxurious cars, do not. And that is the infotainment screen built into the dashboard. That's right. Yes. It's lovely. It looks nice. I don't know why I hate the whole let's put a monitor right in the middle of the dashboard and just let it, stand out like a statue. I hate that. It doesn't look good. This looks nice. This looks a lot nicer. You've got the digital instrument cluster, which then sort of continues into the infotainment screen, which then continues into the passenger airbag. And it just looks so much cleaner, so much nicer. Speaking of which, you've got the digital instrument cluster, which is the smaller display. Obviously not as small as on the ID. Yes, I'm going 3 kilometers over the speed limit. I think Volkswagen has stopped putting the larger screens that they used to put in some of their models, and now they're just only using this slightly smaller one. It's okay, but the graphics are nice, very lovely. You've got all the important information on there. No silly stuff like sunsets and I don't know what else. The steering wheel is very nice to the touch, and it has physical buttons. I think Volkswagen has realized that maybe capacitive stuff on the steering wheel wasn't the best idea, and I do hate it. The models that I've used, that I've test driven with the capacitive touch controls were just, I didn't like that at all. I think the ID stuff still gets the capacitive steering wheels. An interesting thing is, even the lights, the controls for the lights down here have the classic rotary physical control. Kind of cool. The climate controls on the bottom here, below the infotainment screen and below the vents, are unfortunately still all capacitive, which is horrible because I've tried changing the air going to the windshield and down to my legs, or down to my feet, and by pressing that I had to look down, and then of course I accidentally pressed or touched the controls for the fan, so the fan started going on maximum, and I changed the passenger's temperature a little bit. It's just, ooh, cat, what are you doing here? Trying to catch something, probably death. Anyway, yeah, that's no good. I mean, it's usable, but you have to look away from the road to actually do something, and it's just annoying. Give me physical buttons. So while this engine at the front is no volcano of power, which is quite evident when you put your foot down, but it's all right. I mean, it's nothing special. It's not really sluggish either. In the 537 kilometers that we did so far, and this was normal driving, it wasn't aggressive acceleration, it was kind of economical driving. The average fuel consumption is 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Now take that as you will, and you can decide whether getting a tiny engine like this is worth it, or if it would be a much better choice to get something larger with more power that will not be huffing and puffing along the way all the time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Otherwise, I quite like this car. If you're in the market to buy a small crossover like this, it's comfortable and it's got a DSG, which is especially nice these days with traffic going crazy. And if you have a manual, your left foot is going to be tired, or will get tired quickly. The engine is all right. I mean, I'd probably get something bigger with 4 cylinders, but still, that's okay. You've got a digital instrument cluster. You've got Android Auto to connect all your music and stuff. If you've got Fruit for your phone, you can connect the Fruit as well. No cables required. It just uses Bluetooth and Wi-Fi now. This car even has, as standard with this equipment package, matrix headlights. If you've never tried the matrix headlights, do so. Especially if you drive a lot at night, because you'll be surprised just how nice they are. It sounds like a gimmick, but it's really not. It is really nice to have this beam of light illuminating everything and not having to worry about oncoming traffic, because it's actually quite fun to see how the beams will sort of make a little cut where the cars on the oncoming lane are, to not blind them. So yeah, it's a comfortable little car. The base Taigo starts at 22,500 euros. For a fully equipped model with a DSG transmission, you'll be paying 35,000 euros.